When last we left our heroes, Wolfgang, the angelic warlock, Asmo, the too old for this shit Sneck man, Danir, the Catman wizard, and Nara, the drow sorceress, having found their way to the town of Covenant, a community formed from the displaced Lycan tribe of Solitude and a refugee group of surviving sorcerers from the north, the crew set about assisting the citizens with a monster that appeared to hunt sorcerers every full moon. After stopping a grieving father from an attempted kidnapping of the local chief's daughter, Ina Flauna, in an effort to make the chief take action against the beast, the party decided to use the bereaved man as bait in an effort to lure out the monster. With the trap set, the party fanned out among the craggy hunting ground in an attempt to suss out the vile beast. Unfortunately, Nara fell into the monstrosity's clutches and was dragged through shadow after shadow as the undead creature sought to tear her flesh from her bones. Through the power of Danir's daylight spell, the quick blades of Asmo and Nara, and some key medical magic from Wolfgang, the monster was shattered and felled. But where did the creature come from? And is it working alone? Alright, so as the dust clears, I suppose I can set us back here. The creature's skull lies on the ground. Its body shattered into pieces and slowly dissolving into dust around the sands.
Yeah, I'm fine. Fuck whatever that thing was, though.
Whisper gives the dissolving beast a couple of pats, and then, with a mighty leap, hops up and absorbs back into your shadow.
No.
Asma offers his hand to help.
Thank you. So anyone gonna go tell that one guy that the thing's dead? Probably still in that circle.
We should stay in it to make sure that everything is calm. I'm gonna... Can I observe this creature now that it has been killed?
Absolutely. As you approach the body, the eyes in its now vivisected skull slowly draining of the last remnants of those of this red, flickering arcane light.
Red, you said? It was red light?
Yep.
Okay.
Just pinpricks of red light. Go ahead, Wolfgang, and give me... Let's see. I suppose this would be an investigation check with advantage now that you have full reign to check this thing out.
Alrighty. With advantage, it's going to be a 24.
Oh, thank
24?
God.
You've been on a hunt with your father a long time ago against a creature similar to this. It is known as a bone claw, which, first of all, seems to live up to its name as its its elongated fingers that end in very sharp tips would indicate it is a creature of immense violence. But consorting your memories and knowledge of this creature, you come to the unfortunate conclusion that while it is vanquished, it will return if you cannot figure out exactly who this beast has tied itself to. Because these bone claws tend to attach themselves to the malicious feelings of others and hunt accordingly.
Oh, damn it.
as you're...
What?
I've seen one of these things before.
Is that a good
That,
thing?
that, ladies and animal people, is what we refer to as a bone claw in the monster hunting world.
Full name.
And it could come back any day.
What?
We need to find out who summoned it. This isn't
Well,
over yet.
You don't think it's Solomon, do you?
If it is, we're gonna have a hard time trying to get this thing to leave these people alone.
Is it? What do you mean, leave them alone? Is it not dead?
It's going to come back in, what'd you say? Days, maybe?
Reports vary. Sometimes it can be like a matter of days, sometimes it's weeks, but usually it is within a month that the creature returns to its former self, or former being.
We bought these people maybe a month if we're lucky.
Oh, man.
As you examine the space around it, the eyes continuing to flicker. I want each of you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
Natural
26.
1.
11.
Good to be back.
Oh, Connor.
Asmo.
19.
Nara, from a shadow out of the corner of your eye, you see something move. It seems to be moving towards Asmo.
Immediately runs toward Asmo.
What?
What the fuck is that?
As you reach Asmo, standing kind of behind him, almost as if like kind of pulling itself out of Asmo's own elongated shadow, being so close to Denier. The drow, you.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh.
Asmo without turning back. Hi, you. How's it going?
It's going all right, boss. It's just, following because I know what mission you were on, and, he's kind of like squinting as the light is just so bright. Hold on, I actually want to see if he can see you, Denier, with the light being as bright as it is. No, he cannot. And Denier asked me if I remembered something, and it jogged my memory. What? It's kind
Denier,
of like
can you
squinting
turn
and
off the
covering his
sun?
eyes.
Denier turns off the sun.
Let me... Come on,
Thanks.
open up the thingy.
Thingy.
Oh, I have to turn this off myself. Hold on.
Oh, I don't see anything.
Yeah, you guys don't see it, but for some reason the camera and I can.
Oh, weird.
So yeah, chat can see it. And now you can... His eyes can now adjust to the darkness. Alright then. Yeah, you. Not me, you. But, You asked me if I remembered what Lady Death said. And
Yes.
I remember pieces of it.
Speak. Asmo,
Well,
turn.
It's more cryptic than I think you'd like. She said that one day her embrace would come for him.
Asmo just arms crossed, eyes closed, because that's like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Who, him? Who, what?
It means one day Solomon's going to die.
Okay. Can he do that?
I'm sure he's doing everything to prevent it right now.
I don't think he would, honestly. I think he'd do everything to cause it. You've seen the way he reveres his mother. How he denies his father. I think dying would be the happiest moment of his life.
Feel about this, so I'm just gonna put this in a box emotionally and shove it in the back, and we're gonna talk about it later. I don't know what to do with that.
He kind of like looks over your shoulder. Is that a bone claw?
It is. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it or where it came from. This one specifically. Would you?
I can check. And you kind of like wanders over. Kind of like hunkers down. Let's see if he does know anything. Kind of like cocks his head to the side, then the other side. I mean, I know Solomon kept a few. I don't know if this is one of his.
The energy we saw coming out of the creature was red, correct?
The eyes were flicking with red energy, yes.
Are his? Do his have red eyes?
As far as I'm aware, most of them tend to, though if they are working directly for him, most seem to have a sort of green glow to them.
This one is definitely red. Which means that likely doesn't belong to Solomon.
Or maybe it tied itself to someone else. At least.
That
What
seems
kind
more
of-
likely.
What kind of things, what kind of emotions would be strong enough for a bone claw to attach itself to someone?
Wolfgang, you can give me probably an arcane with advantage for this.
Okay. That's gonna be a 13. Man, the advantages are just really, really helping today.
You don't have a particularly high arcana roll, to be fair. As far as you are aware, your specialty is mostly in hunting these things down. You know some basal causes, but mostly you know how to dispatch them. They can be tied through any truly strong emotion. Usually, it is cruelty and rage, some form of bloodlust. But if an emotion is strong enough, and the vessel, the person that the bone claw attaches itself to, is powerful enough, any strong emotion can really do it. But usually it's rage, bloodlust, those types of emotions that they tend to attract themselves to.
Intense.
Well, if it attached itself to someone, it's someone with a lot of magical power to be able to maintain itself. Boy. Throws off my theory of thinking this was someone's kid, but that's probably for the best.
They have been known to tie themselves to children sometimes.
To a kid?
Children have particularly strong emotions.
Oh, that is a good point.
And
They do
tend to
get kind of
lack-
upset.
They also tend to lack empathy in a lot of ways.
So, someone who lacks empathy and has a lot of strong, angry emotions. Sound like anybody we know?
We need to also take into account the victims. It's focused on sorcerers specifically.
Decent point. Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out as well. Any shadowy bits or anything, since that's, I don't know, it was using shadows. I know a little bit about shadows and stuff.
You can give me
See
an
if I can get a
Arcana
whiff
check.
of anything. Okay. With advantage or without, based on what Wolfgang told me.
Based on the fact that you've been reading a soul bond book, I'll go ahead and give you advantage.
Yes. 22!
All right, with that 22, as you like, this thing's energy is dissipating at a fairly rapid rate after its death. Well, re-death, extra death. I don't know, but its energies are starting to dissipate fairly quickly. But with the return of a normal pattern of shadows, you can see that while they kind of like linger and waft around it, the shadows themselves seem to be eating away at the creature's bones as they dissolve away. As you attempt to manipulate and kind of divine what exactly is happening within those shadows, there is a distinct familiarity between what is happening to this creature and what happens every time you use Solomon's ring that Asmo has. This thing is not only being dissolved by the shadows, but the shadows appear to be ripping its body and transporting it somewhere.
So this thing's getting transported a la the same thing that happens with Asmo's thing with Solomon.
Okay.
I don't know how to tell where that's going, though.
Denier walks over and he attempts to take a piece, like any kind of cloth, any kind of, even if it's the slightest bone fragment, and keep it away from the shadows, even if I have to put it inside of a dancing lights or what have you.
All right. Go ahead and cast a cantrip of your choice, I suppose. Or
All right.
a spell of your choice.
Dancing lights.
So you're going to take those balls of light and just kind of like position them all around the fragment?
Basically, I'm making sure that shadows can't get to it to try to keep it from dissolving away.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Okie doke. 17.
Nice.
All right. You pull away basically kind of like a piece of its femur. And as you do so, you take it away from the shadows. Like you get these balls of light all around it. You realize that you kind of have to keep it suspended in order for zero shadows to be touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's sitting on the ground or even in your hand, there's a shadow somewhere that'll be touching it.
I can mage hand it.
All right.
I can mage hand a shard and dancing lights and keep concentration on dancing lights while mage hand is there. I'll have to re-up the spells every so often, but they're both cantrips.
With that investigation roll, though, as you keep this thing held aloft with mage hand, you do notice that kind of deeply carved on this thing's bones are very faint runes.
Arcane runes or some other kind of rune?
They're arcane. In fact, they are, they appear to be, let's see, what would this be in nature? I guess they would be Sylvan. Sylvan runes of power, which are, they kind of catch your eye because of that, actually.
Can I Can I use my Sylvan Book of Power to correlate that real quick?
You can give me an Arcana check, and with resources, you can have advantage with that.
This is Sylvan. 20. This entire thing is covered in Sylvan runes.
What that mean?
Sylvan, you mean like Fae?
Yeah.
Reading this thing over, this combination of magic is very perplexing to you. And while these runes are carved fairly deeply, they have been faded with an extreme length of time. So it was almost like it was kind of difficult to notice these at first.
Almost like over time they faded away due to wear and tear of the bones.
We're talking, yeah, we're talking thousands of years of time.
Oh, okay.
Like at least a millennia of time. Centuries and centuries have passed with these on there. Through your investigation with the magic itself, it is bizarre seeing Sylvan runes being used for any sort of necromancy. And there's one particular rune that stands out among them.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a very familiar rune to nearly anybody in this party at this point. It sits at the very end of this these lines of magical runes, almost as kind of like a signature. You see Solomon's stamp at the far end of the bone. Solomon's brand.
Well, think we know who this is then.
Or he originally made it, but it attached itself to somebody else.
That
Either
was
way,
the idea that we were going with.
My God.
This thing is old. Like, this thing is real old. I'm talking predating the creation of the Maw old.
What the hell is it here, then?
wait, is it dissolving back to Solomon right now then?
One would have to assume. If it does, in fact, belong to Solomon,
Might not even
then it
remember
could be
he had
returned
it.
to him. But seeing as how the working theory is that it's attached to somebody else.
So wait,
Only there was-
Asmo,
if only there was a tether to it that we could just follow.
Detect magic. I would like to detect magic.
The shadows around it are most certainly magic. Necromancy, to be specific.
Nothing else.
Nothing that seems to indicate anything like
Where it's going.
Yeah, okay.
if this thing did tie itself to someone, then it must not have had to travel too far.
Looks like one of the tourists from up north brought a friend.
Is there any of the body left at this point?
I mean, yeah, it's very slowly dissolving.
So, just so I understand, this thing is dissolving to go back to the person it's tethered to, not Solomon?
Unclear.
Okay. Oh boy.
hey, Asmo,
What?
what if you sent this one back to Solomon, even though it's already dissolving to end up wherever it's gonna end up?
I just blink.
You want me to send a weapon back to him?
If Solomon reestablishes a connection with this one, that would essentially sever, I would think, whatever connection the other party has here.
Right, because he'd just
I
take
would-
it back over, right?
I would think the Master of Undeath would be capable of that.
He'd probably just be like, "Oh yeah, this went missing like years ago." Blah.
I think,
And then he would
he's
take it
got
over
enough
again, right?
I think he's got enough childlike fury to match this.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
really like losing his toys.
No, well, worst case scenario, he finds out his toy doesn't like to play anymore.
Asmo grabs onto what's left of the skull with the ring. Ring pointed down.
And as you boop it with the ring, which I assume you do,
Mm-hmm.
it like the shadowy manipulation and dissolving of the creature seems to go into like fast forward, just and like that it is boonk, gone.
So it wasn't him, and now it's with him. So he's gonna know it was missing and maybe figure out who took it?
Or the person who had it about to find out that it's no longer here.
If
Well-
they knew it was here to begin with.
If that's the
Good
case.
point.
Should probably go talk to that guy over the corner there. He's been...
Yeah, meanwhile on the other side of the battlefield.
Meanwhile,
Hello?
Oh,
The light went out. Is everything okay?
this is the entire
we're
scene
coming.
from
We just needed to make sure.
I'm just imagining the one kid in the one kid like hanging from the pull-up bar in The Simpsons. I want to go home now.
Nara's moving real slow. Lots of blood loss.
You walks up beside you, and reaches kind of like into a. He kind of has like a little bandolier of potions kind of sitting around his belt, and he hands you a red potion.
Here. You look wounded.
Yeah. That bone claw thing kind of stabbed me and dragged me through a bunch of shadows and stuff. It sucked. Thanks.
Right. They tend to do that, I've seen.
Yeah. Not fun.
Wolfgang, as you
How many D is this?
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4. Boop, 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 boop. 2d4 plus 4. Boop.
11.
Your most
Looking
grievous
slightly better.
Yeah, your most grievous wounds have kind of knitted themselves shut, so you're no longer oozing blood on the outside, but on the inside, you still feel all of the aches and pains.
Ouchie. I feel ouchie on the inside.
As you approach the circle containing the terrified Podrick, Wolfgang, he looks you over. I can't imagine I was of much help, but...
Well, sometimes that's how these things shake out. Wasn't quite sure what this thing was, but now that I am, I can see that its prerogative is a bit different than I initially thought.
What? So it's dead. The thing that killed my boy is dead.
Kind of?
His eyes, like, dart towards you.
Well, what's that mean?
It's... The danger for now has passed. We destroyed its form, and now it is being... He like strokes his chin for a moment. The danger has passed. The creature itself is more like a weapon. than an actual being with malicious intent. We've broken the weapon. Now we need to find the killer.
This is beyond my pay grade. I'll just take your word for it.
Yes. The creature that killed your son has been destroyed. And we've taken measures to make sure that it harms no one in Oasis.
Hopefully.
Again, his eyes dart back to Nara, and then back to Wolfgang.
I give him sort of like a reassuring nod. Like, yeah.
If I might ask, what exactly was it?
It is a creature known as a bone claw.
It's about as nasty as it sounds.
It manipulates shadows, and it is an undead thing.
So it wasn't one of the beast folk.
No,
Oh, no.
it wasn't.
I owe many apologies to many people.
That you do. And I, for one, am glad that you survived to be able to do that.
I think part of me is too. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
No, not in the circle.
Is that bad?
No.
Yes, super bad. Don't throw up.
Nara,
No.
come the fuck on.
Nara, deception check. Wolfgang persuasion.
God damn it.
10? Damn it.
No!
The flux of emotions and just looking back and forth between you two. Sure enough, he throws up and nothing bad happens, but he does pass out.
Oh.
See?
I
This is what happens when people throw up.
The circle had nothing to fucking...
Well, you have to carry him now. It's your problem. You
I
told him
know,
it was fine.
I've got the fucking strength belt anyway.
Oh, well, good for you, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I can make the disc if you need, Wolfgang.
I'll be fine.
What? I want the disc. I've been stabbed.
You fucking Nara can ride the disc then.
Yes.
Okay. I ritual cast Tinser's floating disc.
I'm surrounded by
Yes.
children.
Yes.
But fucking bone claw could have been attached to any one of you motherfuckers.
So, Nara sits upon Tensor's floating disc. Wolfgang basically fireman carries Podrick. And you guys start making your way back to Covenant, I'm guessing, or are you just going to leave him in the middle of the desert somewhere? Your call.
Podrick?
Oh, this is what kind of movie is this? Is this a Quentin Tarantino movie, or like what do we got? This is actually the end of the story, guys. We're starting the middle next.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there.
I mean, for Asmo, it'd probably be something similar to that. Yeah, we're taking Podrick with us.
All right.
Wolfgang is.
I'm taking him with us, yes.
There we go.
It's well past midnight by the time you guys get back to the town. There are a couple of guards standing outside the forest path that leads into the town of Covenant. They stand with apprehension until they recognize your forms as you come in. And then they stand aside and stand respectfully One of them actually pulls out a horn and blows into it this that echoes, and from further into the town you hear, after a small, well, a relatively pregnant pause, as it's fairly late at night, you do hear a which is slowly followed by a few more, and then is joined by a cacophony of bestial howls as one after another, recognizing the tone of a successful hunt. Each of the Lycans, in their own way, begins to howl at the full moon. Podrick is slowly jostled awake by the sound of the howls as you make your way through.
That's right. They have reason to celebrate now, I guess. So we'll be getting this every full moon now. Fucking hooray.
As you start making your way into town, most of the Lycans are in their bestial forms at this point. You can hear various drums being, like, kind of tribal drums being played, and it seems as though they are welcoming you back from a successful hunt in their own way. Standing as everybody's just kind of coming out from the fear of the interior of their houses, longhouses, and huts. People begin walking out, both Lycan and Sorcerer alike. Sorcerers being awoken by the kerfuffle, but a bit of merriment starts to stir as, recognizing you coming back, they seem to have anticipated a successful hunt. Inaskira joins up front as he pretty much point blank asks you, Wolfgang, as you approach, and notices, like, the damage and the fact that you're kind of carrying Podrick on your back.
Your hunt fared well.
As it could have gone.
And tonight is a night for celebration.
As he leans back, and this nearly 8-foot tall man-wolf just howls into the night sky, followed by a cacophony of similar howls from the wolf people of the tribe, a series of roars from the bear people of the tribe, a series of screeches from the bird people of the tribe, and the hoots and hollers of the slowly awakening sorcerers.
It's been a while since we've celebrated the moon. Join us, boy.
As a roaring fire starts to get built in the center of town. You is insanely perplexed, and Podrick has once again passed out.
Alright, you. Just be polite and just say, I have no idea. I'm new to this space, if anyone gives you any grief.
Okay. Somebody walks up. Hey, who are you?
I have no idea. I'm new to this place.
I'm just imagining at this point, Asmo, after many years of working with you, knows that eventually someone comes up to him and says, hey, what's the deal with that dude? And just gestures at you. I don't know, putting his hand, like washing his hands in the Holy Sacrament. I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past him. It'd just be like, nah, he's different.
As
He's
word
racist.
of the successful hunt spreads around town, word of the successful hunt spreads around town, people start breaking out barrels of mead and wine, and instruments. Some of the sorcerers start casting fiery cantrips that shoot us across the sky, looking like various like shooting stars. As each of you are questioned throughout the evening about the night's events. After all this, you guys are extremely tired regardless. But now you are kind of thrust in the middle of a midnight celebration.
The minute it looks like things are gonna start turning into a party, Nara's gonna like clutch at the wounds and be like,
There's blood. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. This is not, we're still in the middle of this. If I had a party every time I killed something, there would be a lot more festivities. Okay?
An old shamanistic-looking crow man kind of hops over to you.
You like some healing?
I think so.
I can abide.
Oh, okay.
The hell happened to him?
He kind of like wiggles his shaman stick over you. Don't read into that.
okay.
Feeling, you can feel the wounds of your body beginning to stitch close. Let me roll some healing magic here.
Just be
my
careful
lord.
if he tries to give you blue, Nora.
You heal an additional 17 points of damage from this guy's magic.
Okay. Not, there's not like, blood spurts happening anymore. Still not happy, but not dying.
Scraw!
As much.
As much.
He casts another one.
Oh, alright.
Another 14 points of healing.
Alright. Now she's feeling enough that it's like, okay, I'll fucking stay for the party, alright?
Scraw!
Thank
like-
you,
Kind of flutters
Mr.
his wings a bit.
Crow.
Mr. Crow was my father!
Okay.
Watch out, this guy might ask for your phone number.
No.
Scraw! He goes off to pick at the remnants of meat on a boar carcass.
Oh. That's nice. Wolfgang, do we have to party with the town?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
But it's not like over. Why are they partying anyway?
It's the party night.
Asmo points up at the full moon.
As you do, a couple of wolf people behind you howl. And then the entire town begins to do the same thing.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna sleep here.
You don't sleep.
Asmo just
Well-
turns and looks at her.
First of all, you're right. And second, I'm upset about that. I'm gonna go watch people from the shadows.
So she just like
It's my thing.
Asmo follows her.
shrinks off into the
Okay.
side to go watch people.
Go ahead and give me stealth checks, the both of you.
15.
Alright.
28.
And both of you can also give me perception checks as you slink into the shadows.
Both of us?
Yes.
16.
16.
Nice.
Alright, you both find a nice cozy place in the shadows to hide.
Just.
High five.
I'll get on that.
A hand appears between the two of you.
Oh, that felt weird.
You.
Yes.
Go Go socialize.
Is that an order?
Do you want it to be?
That's what
Oh my god.
dead ass looks at.
Do you want it to be?
He like ponders again. Anytime you ask him if he wants something, he gets very kind of cagey about it.
I will teach this guy sarcasm eventually. I will teach him.
I don't know.
Aspen just whispers in his ear.
I'm trying to spend time with somebody. Will you go away?
Yes.
There we go.
And he awkwardly walks out into town.
Wait, what did you tell him?
Oh, I told him that if he didn't do it, that everyone would think he's weirder than he is.
We're like deathly quiet and in the shadows. Why would anyone know but us?
No, I'm talking about him.
You see, as you point to you, he's kind of just standing in the middle, and a few like lichen children are kind of like jumping around him, throwing like wreaths of flowers over him.
Falls over, taking damage.
He's just looking around, very confused.
Thank you.
Wolfgang, let's see. Sorry, I gotta scroll back. Inashuna and Inaskira have kind of like ushered you and Denier off to the side. Both of them are standing at a very long table with a very long row of mugs filled to the brim with various liquors. And a crowd actually begins forming around the two pairs as each of you stands on one side of a table, and then the other pair stands on the other side.
So, the first of your mighty hunts for our tribe in a very long while.
Feels like it's my first real hunt in a long while.
Well, then perhaps you will take part in our tradition.
Would I?
Oh, go ahead and ask.
I was just gonna ask. Would I know what that is, or?
As the crowd around you begins to kind of like hunker down and sit around for a what appears to be some form of competition, go ahead and give me an insight check to see if you can predict what he is about to tell you this particular tradition is.
Okay. Insight 25.
With these rows of drinks, each set on both sides of the table, and the two very intense-looking wolfmen on the other side, this appears to be a form of drinking game.
Oh boy.
Where, by your guess, you and Denier are going to have to try to outdrink the two wolfmen on the other side of the table, or maybe drink quicker. It's hard to say. But there is 10 mugs of mead, wine. As it goes down, it appears to get further and further alcoholic.
If you are truly the mate to my cousin that you claim to be, then you'll be able to outdrink the two of us.
Well, since you put it like that, you're on.
And Inaskira looks towards you, Denier.
And what of you, Catman? Will you take the challenge of the tribe?
Why not? It'll be fun.
Oh lord.
Then let it begin.
as each of them wraps their large lycanthropic claws around the first set of the 5 sets of drinks.
To the hunt! To the hunt!
And the crowd starts howling and cheering. Both of you start pounding back the drinks as you do as well. Go ahead and give me Constitution checks for this first one. Just checks. Yes, as you are.
Aha! Hey!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay,
Oh, dear.
Wolfgang, you're actually drinking quicker than Inashuna is. Not quite as quickly as his son Inaskira, but Danir, you were ill prepared for this as you tip the drink all the way back. More of it seems to go up your nose as you attempt to breathe at that exact moment.
God.
You just kind of sneeze all over the place. You turn to the side and just spit this drink all over the very same gentleman that you ran into earlier that day.
Oh, no.
What? He's wearing his finest, fanciest robes for the occasion.
Oh, amazing.
What are you doing? Ah! The stupid cat! Shame cat! Shame cat!
Oh no! The plate guy's back.
Shame cat!
This cat is shame! Shame cat! This spits all over my finest robes!
I immediately start fervently apologizing, and I try to prestidigitate his clothes.
This causes Inaskira to just burst out laughing, and he shoots a bunch of the meat out his nose, all over the gentleman as well. It's like a just
It's not. And that
You know what?
was not me.
During this act of trying to do everything, since it's verbal only, I cast silvery barbs on any of them that actually made the save, and I give Wolfgang advantage on his next saving throw.
Oh.
okay. Inashuna
Yeah,
realizing
dirty
that side of the table is just having way too much of a laugh at this, moves on to the next beverage, just continuing to lock eyes with you. Wolfgang, go ahead and give me another Constitution check as you move on to the next drink.
Constitution check.
And that would
With
be
advantage, you said?
No, once you get to saving throws, that's when you have
saving
advantage.
throw. Okay,
Ah.
yeah. We might get there. Let's continue with the Constitution check.
Here I go! Another 5.
Oh my lord.
Not quite as quickly as the old wolf this time.
another
As he
day in the
finishes
life.
the drink about a second before you and moves his claws onto the next one. You're still keeping up, but this one was this mead was colder than you expected, and just trying to chug that cold liquid, which tastes like salty honey vinegar. You start to kind of feel the spin in your head as he moves his claw down to the next set of beverages. Go ahead and give me another Constitution check. This is 3 out of 5.
Come on, baby.
Natural 1.
You're not going to believe this, but he got the same exact thing. Lift up the next glass. Between your muscular form and his form as well, this series, this immense competition kind of getting to him, both of you accidentally crush the mugs that you grab.
My God.
It spills everywhere. You both kind of look down, look back up. And then he moves his hand over to what would be his son's mug, and you move your hand over to Nir's mug.
Yeah.
Take 2.
And go ahead and give me Constitution check on the second one.
I believe in you.
Natural 20.
And this time, you just kind of give him a wink and just bam, pound that thing back, and with the almost like taking a shot, you just goes all the way down as he's trying to keep up. His elongated muzzle is unable to compensate for your form that is actually meant to drink from these mugs. And you're able to move on to the fourth. This time it looks like a some sort of berry wine, but you're actually starting to feel a little drunk at this point as he's catching up. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
And this time,
here we go.
Yeah, with advantage.
Constitution saving throw. I'm slightly better at those. 18.
There we go.
All right. You're able to drink that one down once again. Like, he's able to get his hand on this mug. He's trying to catch up with you, though. As you move on to the last mug, you're feeling it. You're really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Like your knees and your entire body is starting to feel really warm. But this last, and what worries you about this is a clear liquid.
Oh.
And as you lift up the mug, it definitely smells like alcohol. As Inashuna is finishing up his second to last mug, give me one more Constitution save as you begin to pound back this lycanthropic moonshine.
That's gonna be a 6.
Deal. Oh no.
Talk about hair of the dog.
You chug. And then everything just kind of stops. Your night is basically done. But
I
to
achieve
the
fry like super speed or something.
yeah, your night, like, your vision actually starts to kind of like dapple and then vignette. And the next thing you remember is waking up in the morning with the most pounding headache of your life, as you are currently laying in the middle, you're under a bunch of furs. You woke up like from sleep like a goddamn champion, but for the rest of you, you recognize that night that even if he kind of blacked out during it, you just hit the threshold to finish the glass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Before Inashuna could. Yeah, the Festivus of the evening went well on into the evening until you could kind of see the crack of dawn appearing over the mountain, over Nidhogg's mountains.
Mm.
Is there anything that the rest of you would have liked to have done during the festivities throughout the evening?
A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Seconded.
No look high five, Asmo and Nara. Just
We literally did that at the exact same moment.
that's good.
Nice.
That's good.
Daenerys, you continued to get berated by the gentleman until he stormed off in a huff.
I thought you were gonna say you continue to get berated by the gentleman first thing in the morning.
Pretty much.
You wake up, he's just standing outside your door. It's a Shinka! He ruined my clothing! He broke my wares!
Every about 20 seconds, Daenerys apologizing to this guy as he's trying to clean his robes, promising that he'll make it up to him, so on and so forth. But after he berates Daenerys and wanders off, Daenerys ends up going back and putting Wolfgang onto the Tinser's floating disc and getting him to a safe location.
Inaskira and Inashuna, who did manage to stay conscious but is also still very drunk, guides you to what seems to be kind of like a private lodge, where each of you are allowed to sleep as you see fit. It's not like the longhouse that you stayed in the first evening here. There are hunting trophies all over these walls. This appears to be a, I guess a hunting shack is the best term for it, where like so many trophies are hung. There are a lot of pelts that you end up piling over Wolfgang, who sleeps through the night like a baby at that point, and awakens with the fury of 1,000 suns burning in his head.
So we are getting a long rest right now, is what you're telling
Yes,
me?
everybody gets a long rest.
Fuck
Da,
yeah,
da,
baby.
da, da, da. One of the most
I'll take
heavenly
it.
sounds you can have.
For real, though.
Everybody in the town, some people slept around what was a massive bonfire. Some people managed to get to their houses, but the evidence of the party from the night before is still everywhere. Like, the town is a mess, basically. And you see a lot of people, those that didn't get too...
How many people slept
Drunk.
outside?
At least a dozen, it would seem.
Oh man, that's a real party. Just people.
You just kind of stood there in the middle of town all night, and a couple of the children actually passed out at his feet. He is wreathed in flowers.
I'm new here and I don't know what's happening.
Oh no.
Am I doing it right?
Asmo just sits up out of a bush. No.
Oh.
It just kind of looks down.
Could always be better.
Yes, sir.
And shoots up out of the bush, pulls Asmo back down.
So Asmo and Nara slept in a bush.
I'm sure they did.
Yes. And with that, another day has dawned. As the town slowly begins to wake up from their hangovers. Like I said, some of the people that didn't, like, that went to bed responsibly and didn't overindulge, some of them, mostly druids, are slowly cleaning the town and kind of getting everything put back in order. Wolfgang, as you slowly put your head back together, the sense of cooking meat and various spices starts to fill the air, and you can hear your stomach rumble over it. Everybody slowly awakens to their day, and where they will decide to proceed from here will be taken care of after a short break. Hey guys, Lani here. I just wanted to thank you for rolling with us, and if you wanted to catch us live, you can do so almost every Monday at 5 o'clock Central Time over on twitch.tv/Lanipator. Now, back to the show. You all awaken to the smell of cooked meats and spices as they fill the air. Kind of drags you from your various places of slumber.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter the dining hall, it's clear that those of you that partook are not the only ones hungover, as Inashuna and Inaskira, to a significantly lesser extent, are also not in the brightest of dispositions, but upon seeing the lot of you enter, you are very fervently waved over to their table, as they are also joined by Ina Flauna, Doran LeBrock, and for some reason I cannot find the name of Inashuna's mate, but she is also there.
Oh.
Hmm. So we
Norman
are all
Brock
there?
also looks like he is suffering from a bit of a hangover as well. Yeah. There's a lot of wild game set at the table. Again, boar, venison, rabbit. All ready for consumption.
No.
As well as plenty of wild berries and anything for those that do not partake of meat, but many of this tribe do.
Nara goes in for the meats.
All right, Nara's got the meats. As the bustle, or like people begin to congregate in, Inashuna just kind of like leans in, kind of like rubbing his head every now and again.
You know, with all the excitement last night, I neglected to ask exactly what it was that you did kill.
Bone Claw.
Bone Claw.
Undead thing. Someone was controlling it. We severed the connection.
By giving it a new one.
Something like that.
Eyebrow is cocked from Inaskira.
So
My
you...
That's Alka-Seltzer.
Oh,
He takes a glass, cracks an egg into it, and pushes it over to you, Wolfgang.
Without even looking at it for too long, I just grab it and down it.
There was clearly something else in the glass besides the egg. You get this kind of spicy sweetness that's followed by the egg's egginess.
Egg.
I had a prairie oyster before.
Yeah, this particular batch appears to have some form of druidic berries down at the bottom of it. It's very, very like cinnamony, spicy, oddly sweet.
That
It's-
that is very unusual.
it's unpleasant, but it helps.
I kind of like it, actually. Then again, I think my taste buds might be damaged.
It is possible, yes. You said the beast was undead. I know you were theorizing that previously. This confirms it, though, and it is gone.
It
It's
normally
it's no longer here anymore, but whatever it was tethered to still is.
normally
All right.
Asma just puts up his hands like, all right, I'll let you...
Nope, that's just me clearing my throat. Got gunk in it.
Egg
Normally-
specifically.
Yep. Normally, bone claws tend to reform their bodies after they're destroyed.
You're coming in a little quiet, Connor, by the way.
Shit. Normally, I'll talk normally. Normally, bone claws tend to reform after about a month or so. But seeing as it was tethered to possibly someone else that may be nearby, we've taken measures to assure that where it reformed was far away from here, and possibly now under somebody else's control with less malicious intent.
Ina, Shuna, and Inaskira kind of share a glance.
Whose control?
Initially, we theorized it was under Solomon's control, but
From what we know now, we don't think it was.
and we elected to put the bone claw back into the hands of
Possibly the person who originally created it. As
But-
he seems like he has no designs on fucking with you people.
They once again kind of share a look and look back.
So this creature,
Inashuna begins to say,
this bone claw, you're saying it's tethered itself to somebody here? And because of that, it attacked the sorcerers.
When there's a particularly strong emotion with some amount of power behind it, sometimes undead will sort of latch on to that energy. We think that may be the case here. Someone who maybe had something against sorcerers.
Now, we don't exactly know who that might be, but we have a couple of ideas, maybe.
Well, whatever you can give us would be helpful. If such a thing were to happen in the future, it would be best to resolve it before it stretches on.
I agree. Is there anyone in the village that has a particular dislike of sorcerers?
There are certainly people that do not get along here. But to have a hatred so vehement that they would wish them dead. Certainly none of our people. At least not outwardly. We lack the ability to truly read a person's mind, nor would we necessarily want such an ability.
I understand.
Wait. Wolfgang, can't we... Oh, wait. No, we can't read people's minds.
Sort of slow turn to Nara and raise an eyebrow.
Remember those void things?
You need somebody else. We need to attach the void thing to...
Yeah.
Huh.
So if we interviewed everyone in town and asked them some uncomfy questions?
Everyone in town.
A lot
Well,
of people. Before the mages moved in, did anyone have any issues with that?
There were certainly growing pains, but none.
What was
that
the loudest
grew to-
one?
Asthma bobs his eyebrows. Those eye ridges. Start with the squeakiest wheel.
Inashuna glances over to his son.
There were discussions of leadership. My son was vehement that our system stay in place, and some of the sorcerers took offense at that, but we came to an agreement fairly swiftly. Very little blood was shed.
But some blood was shed.
Unfortunately, yes.
Are they still around?
Inaskira kind of clears his throat.
They left of their own volition.
ooh,
After-
and there it is.
It wasn't... I was not the one who cast them out.
He looks over to the farther side of the table where Doran the Brock is still nursing a headache and being tended to by Ina Flauna.
It was Doran. He was the loudest voice when it came to making sure that all matters were settled.
Sounds like we might need to schedule an interview.
You think he would want to kill his own people?
That might not have been his plan.
I think he might have had some violent feelings towards one sorcerer.
Inashuna is like you can see this tentative look on his face, this unsure expression. Obviously, this boy who is betrothed to his daughter. Go ahead and give me an insight check, whoever would like.
Me. 19.
22.
The mixture of feelings running across his face is something along the lines of he's certainly pondering the possibility that you might be right.
For Doran.
Yeah, about Doran.
Where did Doran go? And how long ago?
He's sitting at the table with you.
Oh,
Well, hey,
fuck.
Wolfgang, can I borrow your the thing real quick?
He's just nursing a headache, and his betrothed, like they seem to be paying very little attention to this conversation, as they're kind of sitting like further down the table.
Nara will take, what is it? Did you get a ring? I forget.
Wolfgang's, I believe, was a halo.
Halo. Okay. So Nara will take the halo, and she had what was it? What did I have?
It was probably a circlet of some sort.
Yeah. So she'll slip that on, take the halo, and then go over and just like grab Doran's face while also slipping the halo on.
Currently he's getting what are essentially head scritches from his betrothed, so you would have to
Okay.
grapple his head away from her.
Hey
And
guys,
they would notice you coming up. Oh, hello.
I've been told that this will help with that stuff. You want to try it on?
Doran kind of like cocks an eyebrow. Go ahead and give me a deception check first.
14.
Doran just kind of like waves his hand. It's not a hangover.
It's
he suffers from headaches sometimes. They go on to essentially describe a migraine.
well. Could you do me a favor and just try it on anyway?
I really, it's no trouble. He doesn't seem interested.
Just to humor me, would you do it?
Persuasion? With disadvantage, as they've already kindly told you no.
15.
Look, I'm sure you're very kind, and I'm very grateful for your assistance yesterday, but I just need to be left alone right now, and talking is making my head throb.
Oh, this guy is muttering to myself out of character. I just have such a headache. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. The luck.
He's like standing there with the circlet being like, it's too aggressive to shove it on him. He'll take it off. Goes back over to Wolfgang.
You're better at people stuff. Can you do this?
At which point Inashuna is just like, just looks at you.
If it... What would need to be done if it was him?
Well, we need to find out if it was intentional first. Sometimes these things just happen. Sometimes the feelings being put out can even they can even be tethered to children who don't necessarily want a certain thing to happen, but the feelings they put out sometimes tether themselves to things or objects or creatures. We'd have to figure out if there was any meaning behind it, and well, after that,
So you're saying that he might
could
not...
go a couple ways. He might not have meant anything, but the feelings are still there.
And what
we need
would
to
that
figure
mean for him?
Well, it's possible it could only be a one-time thing.
But if he still harbors some feelings, then there's no way of knowing for sure. He is a sorcerer, right?
Yes. And he is betrothed to my daughter, and to cast blame on him would make things very difficult here.
Well, let's not cast blame. Let's find out if. It's way different.
Yeah, that's what this thing would do.
She like wiggles the halo.
If his feelings are the ones that caused this, their betrothal is a very fine string that is holding this community together.
Uh-huh.
If we jeopardize that, we may be looking at war.
I see.
Ozma scratches his chin.
While they've been talking, Daenerys pulled out a crystal ball, has put it on the table, and he's staring into it.
Oh, fuck, you're pondering your orb? Right in here in
Yes,
front of everybody.
Yes, I'm pondering my orb right here in front of everybody.
All right. What are you doing with this ball of crystal?
I'm casting Scry.
And what do you wish to scry?
Using the piece of the bone claw that I have,
your dancing lights would not have lasted that long. It would have disappeared by now, unfortunately.
Okay. Then, if that's the case, then it would just be a straight roll. I'm attempting to scry on the bone claw to see if there's a chance that it is reformed in any way, even if it's not active, to attempt to locate it.
Okay. Go ahead and click the scry spell. And what sort of save is necessary?
Wisdom save, and I'm empowering it with my heightened spell to give this thing disadvantage. It is a DC, I believe for me it is 17, 18. Let me double check my character sheet. I think I have an 18. No, I have a 17. DC 17 will save with disadvantage.
All right. This thing doesn't have a particularly high wisdom, but that first roll was pretty high. You glance into the crystal ball. A black shadow kind of creeps out from its center, billowing forth as you glance deeper and deeper into the darkness within it. In the back of your mind, you hear... And slowly coming into shape within the ball, you see the remains of the bone claw sitting in a stone chamber. The pieces of it begin to twitch and shift. The eyes of the skull slowly flicker. You hear all around it the sounds of many undead creatures.
Just in here?
Yes, Denier is the one casting the spell.
Okay.
That is definitely the wrong sound. This is less mystical, more oogie boogie. There we go.
There we go.
That's a much better one. You hear these sounds of these undead creature kind of like coming from all around. Somewhere in the distance, God,
that's so...
as you glance into this orb, are you only able to see the creature?
No, I'm able to see 10 foot. The sensor moves with the target remaining within 10 feet of it, and I'm able to basically see around it, I believe.
In the 10 feet around it, you can see that there are other similar chambers with stone slatted bars. This appears to be a menagerie of undead monstrosities that it is sitting in the center of, or in the midst of. The body itself only occasionally twitching as it has yet to fully reform.
Is there any kind of like symbols that I can see around? Is there, since I've been in one of Solomon's bases, is there any kind of like MO that this is inside of Solomon's base? Or is it that it could have teleported somewhere else?
Give me a perception check.
Okie doke. Let's see. Perception. 20.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You slowly hear the clacking, well, the nearly imperceptible clacking of footfalls beyond the stone bars. And into view comes a drow, cloaked in a dark, shadowy hood. It stops for a moment outside the Bone Claw's cell. As it glances in, this particular drow's eyes seem to flick with a green ethereal energy.
Can I determine if this drow is casting magic?
From where you are, and I'll tell you what, go ahead and give me an arcane check as it
Nat 20.
looks directly into your unseen moat. Basically almost making eye contact with you through the crystal ball. You don't think it sees you directly, but it knows that something is scrying, as its eyes are kind of giving the arcane flicker of somebody that's trying to detect magic. It turns away and continues walking.
Ah, that's interesting.
What is?
Asmo just kind of looks over. Wait, what, are you doing magic shit?
He sees me, but he kept on walking.
Who sees you?
The drow.
Wait, what drow?
Which drow?
I'm taking a look at our friend. It still hasn't fully reformed yet.
You can see the beast through that.
I can.
And it is locked away.
Oh, it is secure as it is right now. Looks like a stone chamber very deep inside. Probably either underground or inside of a mountain of some kind. Stone, metal. I see more, though. I hear more.
This... It is in a cave. A cavern.
It's either underground or it's in some kind of a cave or cavern, yes. There's stone everywhere. I don't think we're inside of a building, especially out here.
Inaskira and Ina Shuna once again kind of glance at each other.
Do you think this is connected to the gnolls? They
Oh.
were acting strange. Yes, possibly. The gnolls that we spoke of having trouble with some time ago. They... the last time we sent a hunting party to the north, they were acting odd. They were carrying large quantities of stone from their hovels.
Oh.
And didn't seem to react much to our presence. Normally their senses are quite attuned, perhaps not as much as ours on a full moon, but... It's as though we weren't even there.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Could it be undead thralls?
Sounds like something you do.
They drove the trogs from their caves a generation ago, and have been taking residence there.
I mean, something removed those trogs from caves. I wonder who it was.
I bet they were sexy. Very sexy.
No, that's out of character. I didn't actually say that.
Uh-huh.
You actually is standing directly behind you. We killed a lot of trogs.
Ah, you! Announce yourself first.
Sorry. Kind of reaches towards the center of the table and just grabs a handful of berries.
After the spell fades, if nothing else shows up or takes notice, Daenerys going to minor illusion a small vision of what he saw, showing it to the party, and the people that are in the conversation.
You show the image of the drow in the cloak. Nara, give
Yes?
me a history check with advantage.
Hell yeah. 19.
That particular robe, the kind of like cloak, and like the particular cloak that drow is wearing, you remember this person. He is essentially a high cleric of Mother Death.
Oh.
which is kind of the only religion you guys were allowed to have down there with Solomon.
What's his name?
Most do not have names, but
What did I call him? I guess that's for me, right?
Danny Drow!
and anybody, well, some drow do take names among themselves, especially those that went out into the world to do business, mostly those that hunted the Deadeyes or were looking to do Solomon's bidding. Some of them took names. This guy didn't really take a name, but if you were to give him a title, you would call him the Guide.
One moment.
Oh, that guy.
You know him?
Well, duh. Solomon's like my dad, kind of. What was that?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one's the Guide. Not a lot of drow have
Guide.
names.
He's the high priest of death.
Mother Death, you.
Is that where all of the bodies have been going? Every time we
Yeah.
send them there?
Asmo is just like Asmo's face is just—it's not horror or just—it's just more or less just—it's concerned dad face.
Well,
I don't know.
he keeps them in this like not a prison per se. It's more like a petting zoo.
He called it the menagerie.
Yeah, that one. I called it a petting zoo.
She liked to pet them.
Well,
Not
I
many of
tried.
them- well, not many of them appreciated it. Most of them didn't.
Well, they can fucking deal.
They tried to, as I recall.
He brought him back. It's fine.
With the ones
So
that
what's-
didn't nearly kill you, yes.
Shut up.
What's the standard operating procedure when, say, this high priest spots somebody spying in on the menagerie?
How did he react?
He looked at me and he kept walking.
Then, if he was that confident, he must either not believe you to be a threat or believes you to be a part of Mother Death's grand design. My guess is the former, but
I always
As
thought
was-
he was really cool, but now he seems kind of self-important.
Asmo scratching the back of his head. Drow.
What is that supposed to mean?
Some of you are very weird.
it is true.
Squints.
There are some that are quite weird.
Asmo, if his head could turn the slowest towards him while the conversation continues on.
You nod sagely.
Oh my god.
No. No.
So, Ka.
No!
He slowly eats the berries that he grabbed.
These are good.
Inashuna and Inaskira like seem kind of at a loss for words. Inashuna just kind of shakes his head.
If the beast will no longer trouble us where it is, then everything is fine here.
No. What made you think things are fine?
You rid us of the beast and claim it is secure.
Yeah, but if someone's that upset, then maybe they were using the beast and now they're going to have to get more creative.
If that happens, then I will deal with it.
Like you dealt with the monster?
His incisors grow about an inch as he actually kind of snarls at you. There's a kind of shocked silence that shoots around the dining hall.
I think it is time for you to leave.
All right, now let's step outside and get some breakfast in the air. It's a bit stuffy in here.
Asmo
picks
leaves
up
out
a-
with no. Asmo's just gonna leave.
She'll snatch a like charred leg of something and take a bite as she leaves.
You notice as the both of you walking away. Grabs another handful of berries. I'm with them. And he walks away.
Don't you love grabbing a handful of berries and just going, oh? Pouring them in your mouth.
Inashuna looks at you, Wolfgang, kind of a look of shame kind of crossing his face from that outburst.
We are walking a fine line.
Don't feel too bad about it. Social etiquettes are just, and I like point to my head and I do like the swirly thing.
Nara's
Jeez.
just reaching the door, and from far away you hear, "Heard that!"
Yep, I know.
Bloody plus 10 perception.
Right.
You always notice stuff whether you want to or not.
I will not forget what you have done for us, but if the answer truly is within his brain, it would be better to speak softly of this to my daughter. I have no doubt of the boy's love for her. If he has hostile intent towards his own people, if this is the issue, then let it be an issue of the tribes. You have done enough for us. And if something is to return, greater action will be taken.
Then at the very least, you need to know if something does come back, it seems to move through shadow like a fish through water. It seems to dislike the light most of all. Controlling the shadows seems to control how it can move. And basically, I'm going to give them a rundown of what I noticed the Bone Claw was able to do and how it attacked in case it does come back. I want to make sure that the hunters are ready to try to fight it.
You
Just in
inform
case.
him, and you believe that through their druid / shaman, various forms of torchlight, that they will probably be able to find a way to hunt the beast successfully on their own with the knowledge that you give them in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
If your goal is to find this Solomon, check the caves to the north, where the gnolls reside. They would... If they are in a cave and they are nearby, that would be the closest one.
I think we might go and do just that.
Inashuna stands up and offers a hand towards you.
I know that tensions were high this morning. But know that from this day, I consider you a brother.
And Inaskira stands up and offers a hand towards you, Danir.
As do we consider you family as well, Shame Cat.
Daenerys looks down, a little bit of a smile on his face, but he'll take the hand. May your hunts be swift and your prey plentiful.
And may your hunts go without mercy and be equally as successful.
Asmo, Nara, you guys have made it outside of the dining hut.
How you holding up?
What do you mean?
Look, you're about ready to cut that dude's head off in there.
I mean, I'm frustrated. I got stabbed a bunch, and they say it's no problem, and they've totally got it under control.
Okay, so you're trying to say that to convince me or yourself? Because...
Well, it's stupid. I don't know why they didn't just let us read his brain and see what was going on.
Because they're scared, you're right. And they want to deal with it themselves. That's the problem. We put a case in front of them, and they have to solve it the best they can, and based on everything, it's him. Whether or not they can prove it or not, whether or not he even knows it, it might be him. So, would you let somebody else take care of it if it was one of your friends, or would you try to take care of it?
Asmo,
What?
I have approximately 3 friends.
I know.
I'd probably just read their mind, if I'm honest. None of you guys really hide anything or get weird about stuff, so I don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, it's a human thing.
God damn it,
Apparently. See? He agrees.
you agree. You agree with me.
What am I? Yes, sir.
There we go. It's
Don't do that.
Oh, what? I'm just saying. These people have their own traditions and shames, so maybe they want to handle it privately. Without us around.
Well, I'm not getting stabbed again for them, so...
Well, neither am I, so... You held up okay, though.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go find Solomon and figure out whatever the fuck the next problem is.
At least right now.
Ugh. There's always more.
Nah.
Gang, Danir, do you guys have any more business in the dining hall you wish to attend to?
Unless they have coffee, and I think we're good.
You can find any place where there's druids, you can probably find any sort of plant-based drink, so...
Oh. Fucking sweet.
Wolfgang walks out with a steaming mug of coffee.
I want to
Wake up.
Go ahead, Connor.
The best part of waking up.
Lani, I would like to find the man that I have been a hellion to this entire time.
Give me a perception check. Please be a nat 1. Please be a nat 1. Please be a nat 1.
9.
Damn. All right. With a 9, you don't manage to find him, unfortunately. He's either not in the dining hall or just not wandering about town. He might be off trying to clean the robes that you ruined or repair the plates and things that you broke.
I cast Sending.
Okay.
I want to let you know that I'm part of you now. You will never be free of Shame Cat. When you sleep, I will be there. Tonight, you.
A reply comes back. What has happened? I was just trying to fix plate and now I drop it! What is... Shame Cat! Shame Cat! Shame!
Oh my god. Denier.
How's Denier holding up right now?
Emotionally. The echoes of shame. That's the transition as we cut to a wide shot of you guys wandering through the plains outside the forest.
Just birds flying. Shame!
Someone's shaming me right now.
Bless you.
Shame Snake.
All right, you guys begin making your way to the north towards the what used to be the Trog Caverns.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Hey, Asma.
What?
Are you forgetting something, by the way?
Asma just turns.
If you're wondering it.
You waves back at you.
You feed the damn feed my damn the wyvern.
It's Yu's actually holding on to the reins of the wyvern as it's like walking behind him.
Hey, hands flat. Hands flat.
I did.
Nara puts her hands side by side, showing him how, like with the flat hands.
Like this!
It's like Fry feeding that one T-Rex.
I fed her. I fed Nara plenty.
No, you haven't.
I meant this one.
Oh.
Turns, walks away.
You might have to start feeding both Naras. It is your responsibility now.
He looks toward Yu looks towards Asmo. Is it?
Asma kind of does the kinda po thing with his hands.
Nara,
No,
you feel
I
the
wanna-
hand of a drow kind of like pushing a berry at the side of your head.
Ew. No, gross.
But I was told.
I don't want to eat berries.
Oh.
I eat
Pops
meat.
the berry. He pops the berry in his mouth.
Denier pops up, and on the other side, he's trying to push a piece of jerky against her other cheek.
Is happening. I like to hunt my own food. Thank you. What's going on, Asmo?
What? Why are you guys asking Asma what's going on? I have no idea. I'm so confused right now.
You're the one who told him to feed me.
No, Nara. No. Oh my god, do I have to tell you the difference between Nara
When you
and
say
Nara?
When you say Nara, the wyvern.
Okay, I feel like I gotta like reference Lionel Hutz. There's a difference between good and good.
The Nara that's hungry.
They're both hungry.
Nara is still eating the leg of whatever the fuck she pulled from the dining hall. It's like,
Good.
As you're doing
You need to
that,
give one of
the,
them an apostrophe.
the tiny little chronosaur hanging from your papoose is trying to bite up at it.
Fine.
She just like lowers it so that little ass can eat it.
Starts ripping at it. It's the haunch of a rabbit.
So they've added 3 to their entourage. When do you think we're going to be adding one to ours? Daenerys looks over at Wolfgang.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know, Daenerys.
You should get one of those little fire newts, Daenerys, since you already fed one in the forest.
And I have
You know, it upsets me that waterfall vomit is starting to become a trend with me.
You
Or
cock his
baby
head.
Daenerys.
So I probably can't take you on the wyvern today, so you're gonna have to go, shadow mode.
Right. No, that's fine. Did you want to fly from here? As he starts handing over the reins of Nara to you.
I'm gonna leave that to my intrepid friends. Where are we heading?
Well, from the sound of things, we're heading into Solomon's territory, aren't we?
That's what kind
Nobody
of
has
points.
any misgivings about going back there, do we?
That wouldn't be the first.
Describe misgivings.
I don't know.
Use it in a sentence.
Yeah. Use it in a
Understood.
sentence.
I think he just did.
Yes, I sure did.
I mean, unless you 4 want to go to Oasis and see how far Doggett can throw us.
Pretty far, but not far enough.
That
That's
sounds like fun.
curious. It's been a long time since we've seen Doggett.
But I have a lot of Solomon questions about my mom and stuff.
She like points down at her shadow.
It ripples.
And you think he'd be willing to answer those?
I don't know. But the worst that happens is I die for real, so...
That won't be happening, don't worry.
Aw, are you gonna keep me safe?
No, I'm just that good at fighting.
Oh. Oh. Well. Then I definitely want to go.
All right.
I mean,
Heading off then.
we still need to learn how to, yank the spark of divinity out of somebody with, everything we need to do. And Solomon's the only one that's done it.
Yeah, I'll just read more of my soul bondy booky thing. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Something tells me that this ability isn't something you can just pick up in a book.
You never know. Reading has taught me a lot. Blink, blink.
Welcome to my life.
Give a hoot. Read a boot.
I'm sorry. We're in the Baron Stain Bears timeline.
No, it's the Baron Sting Bears.
Oh no, that's the worst one.
Oh, snap. Were there scorpions instead of bears?
Yup.
Yeah.
We need to find Tom and get out of here.
The truest
I
of blood
agree.
bears. All right, so 2 of you going by Claw, the other 2 by Saddle.
Are we doing
Fucking go again.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. Alright, up aboard!
I get a drive again, right?
Nara, I need you to mount Nara.
Okay.
Alright. There you are. Oh, and by the
I
way...
get to drive, right? I'm driving. You said I was good, so I get to drive again, right?
Yes?
Yes.
Nara,
Grab
animal
the
handling.
reins.
The head. You saw the head turn as I said that.
Animal handling.
Animal
6.
handling.
Actually, how about I help you? How about I help you with animal handling here? Come
All
on,
right,
you
then roll it again with advantage.
just- Okay, no, Nara, the other way.
it's
That is
it's
better.
not going well.
I'm ready to cast a fly spell on myself and Wolfgang.
Nara, I think I
I'm
need
gonna
to.
throw up.
Nope. You said I can drive.
She like puts a hand kind of under his chin.
Nara takes off into the sky and doesn't look back, forgetting Wolfgang and Denier. And you, who's just kind of standing behind with you guys. Now we all get to walk.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, wrong ending.
Now the eye catch.
Dun, 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 dun.
Screw that, I cast polymorph on Wolfgang and turn him into a majestic fucking eagle.
Oh my
Guess we're-
god!
Wolfgang turns into an eagle, picks up Denier, and flies away. Now it's just you standing in the sand with a handful of berries. And then there was me. He eats the berries. and just starts walking.
Oh my god.
Alright, so as Wolfgang becomes Eagerly the Eagle, you guys start flying of your own accord towards the Trog Caverns. How long does Polymorph last again?
An hour.
An hour.
Alright. At about 45 minutes, I want anybody to go ahead and give me perception checks.
I do it.
10.
Natural 20, 30.
Oh!
Oh, what are my
9.
giant eagle stats?
Giant Eagle has to have some sort of
Pretty
like
good.
bonuses to
Pretty
perception.
good
I'm guessing.
eyesight. Let's see
We're
here.
gonna beat my 30.
Plus
I
4
have-
with advantage.
Yep.
Remember,
Plus
you
4
are
with
traveling as two
advantage.
separate groups, so the two groups do matter in this situation.
Oh,
Okay. That's much better.
yes.
It was going to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22.
22.
Eagle gang.
Both Nara and Wolfgang's eagle. You can see in the distance the caverns that were spoken of. This is about like 45 minutes into the flight after about an hour of walking. Nara, you're actually able to make out a couple of shapes just kind of shambling among these sands. You've had to put on your sunglasses goggles because daylight still hurts your eyes. But
Yeah. Oh god, I
You're-
probably
you're-
look so cool riding a dread wyvern with like cool sunglasses.
sweet ass sunglasses on.
Ugh.
And you're able to see like some shapes kind of like moving about just kind of like slightly outside of the caves themselves. You'd say that at current flight speed you are probably about a half hour away, so you'd either have to recast polymorph or just go on foot from
Nara, we gotta turn around and get them.
Wait,
That's what's
what?
wrong. You didn't. They weren't on the wyvern.
Wait. No, I. Oh.
As you turn, you see Denier just kind of like crossing his arms as a like he's kind of floating there like freaking Heihachi Mishima if he was like being gripped by a giant eagle.
Nara swings back to grab both of them as they are currently out of the air.
Well, they're in the air, but about 15 minutes passes and Wolfgang knows he has to land. And then you would swing around. Give me another
Oh,
animal
okay.
handling. with
Okay, great.
advantage because of Asmo's assistance.
Okay. 18. Didn't
Yeah.
even need help.
Nara's kind of doing what you want her to do at this point. As Wolfgang, you land, kind of brush yourself off. Denier, you brush yourself off, and a mere moment later, a shadow swoops over your head. And by the time you look up, boom! Claws under your arms as you're being lifted into the air by the dread wyvern. You're carried for an additional 15 minutes as you slowly approach the caverns and the moving shapes. Nara, these shapes are, as you begin to descend, the word shambling comes to mind as to describe their movement.
So they're dead.
Well, a sort of dead.
Uh-huh.
And as you, how close to these caverns would you land?
As is obviously safe to.
And go ahead and give me an animal handling with advantage.
Awesome. Natural 20, 22.
Oh, yes, what a
Holy
natural.
Shit.
You are able to get a nice circle around the area, get yourself like a nice view. There's probably about like 7 or 8 of these shambling knoll-like shapes on the outside, and you land about kind of on the underside of a dune about 100 meters away from the caverns itself to get a better look. As Nara lands, Wolfgang and Denier, you're both set gently down. Your arm's significantly less tingly this time, as you were only held for about 15 minutes rather than the hours on end previous days.
Yeah.
I really want this landing to be like very rough flying, very rough pickup, and then the second it's like, oh, it's time to land, like the clouds part, there's a single ray of sunshine, sparkles as Nara's wings floof up, and then Nara's hair is like flowing in the wind, sparkles are everywhere.
And then
Gently.
you slide down Nara's tail like Fred Flintstone.
Exactly. Land,
As the-
T-pose.
As the give a nice
Doing amazing, Nara.
Thank you. I knew I was a good driver.
All right, you're approximately 100 meters away from the nearest entrance that these knolls appear to be meandering about.
So this is supposed to be a friendly visit, right?
Going to start out that way.
Do you want me to let the big man know that we're here?
Bird sounds.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, fucking okay, sure.
How
So
do you
we
have
intend
no
to-
idea how.
You guys cut out a little bit? Or, sorry, what? Sorry.
I'm asking if the group wants us to let Solomon know that we're here so we don't walk in killing his minions and then all of a sudden, oopsie poopsie, we're fighting Solomon.
How far towards Solomon are we now?
We're right outside the cavern.
Yeah, at your best guess, if the people of Covenant are correct, you think you might be pretty close to him. You are well within that black circle on the map there.
Yeah.
Is the general area
Okay.
that's
Sorry, I misheard you. I thought we were.
Where he is.
I thought we went up north already. I was like, wow, I blinked and that happened. The fuck?
You were flying by Wyvern, and
I mean, still, that's a long journey.
you're not like north. You are here in the desert still.
Yeah, that's still in that terrain. Okay.
Yeah.
I cast Sending. That's I use my second, third level slot to
You cast it
Solomon.
on Solomon. Okay.
Mhm.
Make me a wisdom save.
Oh boy,
Ooh, okay. Oh,
Nat 1.
As you attempt a connection with the god of the undead. Something weird happens to the magic. Normally, I mean, this is supposed to be like a one-way connection, but something tethers onto your mind. You can feel as if like something is trying to rip your brain apart for a moment in the back of your mind as you're go ahead and say like the first 3 or 4 words of what you were going to message.
We're outside your lair.
Immediately you are cut off by this feeling of like static, horrendous, like it's like the most awful like feedback in your own brain, like a microphone getting put like way too close to a speaker, as it just like shrieks into your mind. In the back of your head you hear hundreds of voices, thousands of voices. Screams of terror shoot through your head as you take 7 psychic damage, enough to kind of give you like a mild headache. Go ahead and give me a perception check among all of these sounds that you're hearing.
Okay. 20.
Nice.
Between all of these sounds, these shrieks, these hisses, these shrill cries of pain and agony, one cuts through. Yes, and your brain immediately backfires.
What happens to him physically?
He's on the ground.
Yeah, physically it looks like he just had like the world's biggest headache shoot through him.
Whoa, Denier!
Denier?
What's going on?
Oh, what the hell was that?
You tell me, Magic Man, what's going on?
I tried. Go ahead.
He's just saying Denier.
I tried to set up the connection. There's like 1,000 voices screaming in my head all at the same time.
Nara, give me a perception check.
Oh shit. Okay. 23.
As this is going on, you look back above the dune. Every single one of the gnolls has stopped moving and is staring directly at your location.
Guys,
What?
they know we're here.
She points.
Asmo immediately pulls out one of his blades.
It
I'm
knows
gonna
my
say
other
that.
name.
Wait,
Gnolls
what?
The gnolls make no move, but they stand still as statues, staring directly towards where you are. And as these thoughts rush through Denier's head, here's where we will end today's session.